This is Simon with Trade and Perform Coaching doing the market preview for 9/28/2021 and also the trade review from yesterday. So I'm going to go through and do the 5-minute charts real quick and then we'll look overnight. It's obviously ugly this morning if you've taken a look at your quotes. We have the NASDAQ down 250 maybe. Let's see where we are on that. Don't particularly care all the time, but 258, ES down 41, and CL still up 73 cents. That thing's a rocket ship. So let's look at the 5-minute charts first of all from yesterday, so we have an idea of what we're looking for and what kind of balance we have. So I'm going to switch these charts to day time frame. So we'll start off with NQ, get rid of the evening session, and that'll leave us with basically the day session there. Looks like too many days are loading. Yeah, let's get this down to 3 days so it's easy for us to see. There we go. And so remember, all the levels are drawn off of profiles, right? So try to squeeze these in here real quick. Sorry, I'm having a hard time manipulating this for some reason, but I'll get it fixed. And where is 830? Why is this so? Let's try this, see if that fixes the problem. There we go. Okay, so if you look at the layout from where we actually traveled, so we gapped down yesterday, right? We had a potential open drive lower. Why do I say that? These are 5-minute bars, right? So remember, we're looking at the markets from this perspective when we're setting up our trades, right? This is what we're looking at. And this is how the market is setting up from a larger time frame. So since we trade on such a small time frame, we have to have a decent picture of what's going on from the larger time frame, right? So right out of the gate, we blow up this anomaly. So remember, you've got to assume when you come into an anomaly, which comes off the profile, that's what this is, that there were buyers in here. Usually there's people just automatically buying that. And the reason we know that is because once they got stuck, we came back up. These guys are stuck and they responded back down the first time in, right? I'm not saying it was huge. I'm just saying that's what the mechanics of the market did, right? Then we came back up. We got above the market, right? We came back up to test. So Monday was an inside day to Friday, right? So we came back to test Friday and Monday's low. The bulls try to trap the low and they use the prior day's point of control. That's what the blue lines are as a target. And that's a natural target back up. So remember, that's a natural target. It's back to the prior day's point of control, rejected, back to retest Monday and Friday's lows. We attempted responsive buyers. Then they came into the anomaly. This time the anomaly held. You can see they tested all the way to the back, pushed all the way back up. And then in the afternoon, we tested one more time, took out the low to the left, right? See that right there, that little wick? They took out the low and popped it back to Friday afternoon. It was basically a balanced day, which is what you would expect on Friday with a very wide range, right? So what does that tell us? First of all, the levels matter, right? The market tends to gravitate towards key levels. The prior day's point of control is a great target. Here's where a lot of people get confused because I'll always say prior day's point of control, great target, horrible place to start a trade. You just don't know if they're going to trade all the way through it, if it's going to hold, if it's going to reject. There's no point in really messing with it very much. Just take it for what it's worth, and that is a great target back to the upside or to the downside from above. These levels down here are much better to set up, and we all had a very good day in NQ. Actually, particularly hats off to Roderick, who really killed the short side trade early in the morning, and had a pretty decent day for the rest of the day. So next, let's go look at ES. Right, same idea. That's our chart. And let's jump down to the day time frame. Okay, so here's Friday. You can see we traded inside of Wow, I did not mean to do that. Let's fix this before I erase all my work. There we go. And let's just spread this out. So Monday was an inside day to, you can see the green lines, green line, solid green line is Friday's high and low. The dotted green line is, excuse me, where are we at? Monday, Tuesday, that's right. Monday, this is Thursday's high and low, the dotted lines, and the green lines are Friday's high and low. So we were on inside day, and this is literally perfectly balanced, right? See, we just traded in a range that was really non-directional after we opened. We gapped down, right? The reason why there's two sets of blue lines here is the points of control from the TPO chart versus the volume profile chart were split. This is the volume point of control. You can see we drifted up. You can see they attempted to reject off of the TPO, then they rejected off the volume point of control. And this was the value area from Friday. And you can see we just traded all the way through that value area all day long. If you try to grab a directional trade out of this all day long outside of grabbing the edges, which is what you're supposed to do on a balanced day, but if you try to initiate a trade anywhere inside here and stick it, not saying there weren't scalps available, you had a hard day. There wasn't much to talk about on ES. It was really just a balanced day all day long. It never got down to critical areas, which would have been this 43.89, which we've tagged this morning. That would have been the area I would have looked for resistance. 44.63 was the great target up above, and then we could have made something out of these lesser levels, but it just never went anywhere. So that's my 2 cents. And let's go to CL finally, which was a bit of a beast yesterday. So I'm just treating everything above the current highs. Let's knock this out as new all-time highs. I pulled data back, going back 1,000 days, and you just couldn't get the data. Like I'm not gonna, all the data downloads onto my hard drive, and I don't want 5,000 days worth of data. You can see here that we gapped above. These are new all-time highs. The only thing that set up for us was the short, and our short was kind of sloppy. I got stopped early in here on one trade. Our next stop was right here. Next short, excuse me, it was profitable, was 40 cents with a 64-cent stop. It was right here. And I believe we initiated that right in this area, right at 9 o'clock was the first stop was around 8:30. The second stop entry was around 9 o'clock. And we missed this by a penny. It went to 63 cents, 64 cents was the stop. Uh, there was two ways to handle this trade, guys. Obviously, taking your one-to-one risk reward. You got the 20 cents from 39 down to 19. I pushed for the 11 cents. I was trying to get to the support level. I covered 3/4 of the trade here and moved my stop to break even. The quarter of the trade was stopped out at break even. That's the second time, as guys in the room will tell you, that we escaped with our life by one tick in the last 2 days. So must be on a lucky streak there. At any rate, that's my 2 cents. And you can see this morning when we pull up the levels, just kind of looking overnight, the that 7509 is obviously pretty critical, and we've gotten nowhere close to it. You can see it's pushed. It's trying to form a really sloppy head and shoulders on a 5-minute off of this angle, and they really haven't succeeded in doing it very well. And there's just no impulse move down below any swing. Like at this point, it'd have to get below this area. This has to get below 76 with really an impulse move lower than to set up the trade for anything other than a short, unless you're just picking it off of the edge, which simply means you're a very aggressive day trader. That's all that means is you're picking it up off over here. And again, I stress most of the time, don't be the most aggressive day trader. Let it set up at least on our smaller time frame charts. So that's how the charts went. If you look overnight on each of these, the market is just getting, if we go plug in the ES 5-minute, you'll see we're getting kiboshed. The reason really doesn't matter to me, at least. Here's the evening look at it. And before I forget, So you can see overnight here, again, not adjusting. These areas will be adjusted, but obviously we were inside prior day's high and low, right? So once we broke Monday's low, you can see we came down and we tested Friday's low, and then we finally came right into the anomaly at 43.89, and we have found responsive buyers from there, and we've really been consolidating since 5 in the morning. Here's NQ. We'll throw in the evening session there. And you can see overnight we found response from the zone the first time. Let's see if we can, let's get this to the end, sorry. There we go. You can see right there, right around midnight, they pushed down. This anomaly in Asia, you can see this anomaly was really holding. They attempted to bounce at this anomaly here around 1:40 in the morning, Central Time. Came down to a prior day's low. Again, that's an attempted trap location, and that failed. Second prior day's low, that trap back up for a nice little trade, and finally we rolled down into the anomaly, which would have been the target, and that is support um, until broken. And if that gets broken, really, the key areas are this getting below 14,806. If we lose 915, there's a wide area below 14,806, then 14,751, and then 14,678. It's not pretty. So I'm going to go work on the charts for today, guys. My name is Simon. If you have any questions, if you'd like a pass to the room, email me at tradenperform, TRADEN, @gmail.com. We are dedicated day trading specialists on CL, ES, and NQ. That's what we do. And we do not care where the market goes, just that our process sets up. We are totally process driven. We don't care about the news or anything else. Have a great day. Talk to y'all later, guys.